Mark Zuckerberg. The name is synonymous with the digital age, conjuring images of social connection, viral trends, and increasingly, controversy. His journey, from a Harvard dorm room to the helm of a global tech empire, is a fascinating tale of ambition, innovation, and the unintended consequences of disrupting the way we communicate. Born in 1984, Zuckerberg displayed an early aptitude for computer programming. As a student at Harvard University, he gained a reputation for his coding skills, developing programs like Course Match, which helped students choose classes, and Face Mash, a controversial website that allowed users to rate the attractiveness of their classmates. Little did he know, these early ventures were laying the groundwork for a revolution. In February 2004, Zuckerberg and his roommates, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes, launched the Facebook, a social networking site initially limited to Harvard students. The concept was simple: create a digital space for students to connect, share information, and build online communities. The response was explosive. Within weeks, the Facebook spread like wildfire across the Harvard campus, attracting thousands of users. Zuckerberg quickly realized the platform's potential beyond the Ivy League walls, and within months expanded it to other universities and colleges across the United States. The Facebook, soon rebranded as Facebook, tapped into a fundamental human desire for connection and belonging, providing a platform for people to share their lives, thoughts, and experiences with a rapidly growing global audience. As Facebook's user base exploded, so too did its value. Investors clamored to get in on the ground floor of what was quickly becoming a cultural phenomenon. Venture capitalists poured millions into the fledgling company, fueling its expansion and allowing Zuckerberg to assemble a talented team of engineers, designers, and executives. The rise of Facebook was nothing short of meteoric. By 2007, the platform had over 50 million active users and was valued at $15 billion. Zuckerberg, just 23 years old, had become a billionaire and a global icon, his creation transforming the way people interacted with each other and consumed information. Zuckerberg, however, was not content with simply dominating the social networking landscape. He envisioned Facebook as a platform that would connect the world in unprecedented ways, and he was willing to make bold moves to realize this vision. This ambition led to a series of strategic acquisitions, some of which would later come under intense scrutiny. In 2012, Facebook acquired Instagram, the popular photo-sharing app, for $1 billion. At the time, the purchase price seemed exorbitant to some, given Instagram's relatively small size and lack of revenue. Zuckerberg, however, recognized the platform's potential to complement Facebook's core offering and, more importantly, neutralize a potential competitor. 2 years later, Facebook made an even bigger splash, acquiring the messaging app WhatsApp for a staggering $19 billion. WhatsApp, with its massive global user base, particularly in developing countries, provided Facebook with a direct line to billions of potential new users. These acquisitions, along with others like Oculus VR, a virtual reality company, cemented Facebook's position as a tech behemoth with a reach extending far beyond social networking. As Facebook's power and influence grew, so too did concerns about its dominance. Competitors, lawmakers, and even some of Facebook's early employees began to question whether the company had become too big, wielding too much control over the flow of information and potentially stifling competition in the tech industry. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and the Department of Justice, DOJ, the two main antitrust regulators in the United States, launched investigations into Facebook's business practices. These investigations focused on whether Facebook had engaged in anti-competitive behavior, such as acquiring potential rivals to maintain its market dominance. The scrutiny intensified in 2025 when the FTC filed a landmark antitrust lawsuit against Facebook. The lawsuit alleged that Facebook had engaged in a systematic strategy to buy or bury its competitors, citing the acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp as prime examples. The case, which is still ongoing, has the potential to reshape the tech landscape, potentially forcing Facebook to spin off some of its acquisitions or face other significant penalties. Section 5. Zuckerberg in the hot seat. Revelations from trial. The 2025 antitrust trial thrust Mark Zuckerberg into the spotlight like never before. For years, he had cultivated an image as a tech visionary, a benevolent leader driven by a desire to connect the world. The trial, however, painted a different picture, one of a ruthless businessman willing to do whatever it took to maintain his company's dominance. During his testimony, Zuckerberg faced hours of grueling questioning from the FTC's lawyers. He was grilled about his company's acquisitions, its internal communications, and his own personal views on competition. The trial revealed a side of Zuckerberg rarely seen by the public, one that was calculating, defensive, and at times, evasive. One of the most damaging revelations to emerge from the trial was a series of internal emails in which Zuckerberg discussed his strategy for dealing with potential competitors. In one email he wrote, "It is better to buy than compete." This statement, along with others like it, appeared to confirm the FTC's allegations that Facebook was more interested in eliminating competition than fostering it. Section 6. The End of Facts. Meta's policy shift. While the antitrust trial dominated headlines, Facebook was also facing growing criticism over its role in the spread of misinformation and its handling of user data. The company had been accused of allowing harmful content such as hate speech and conspiracy theories to proliferate on its platform, potentially influencing elections and exacerbating social divisions. In a move that shocked many observers, Facebook announced in early 2025 that it would be ending its partnership with third-party fact-checkers. The company had previously relied on these organizations to help identify and flag false or misleading content on its platform. The decision to end the partnership was widely seen as a capitulation to pressure from conservative groups who had long accused Facebook of censoring their views. The move drew immediate condemnation from fact-checking organizations, journalists, and lawmakers who warned that it would lead to a further erosion of trust in information shared online. Critics accused Facebook of prioritizing profits over the public good, arguing that the company was more concerned with appeasing advertisers and avoiding regulation than with combating the spread of misinformation. Section 7. Courting Controversy. Meta's Political Maneuvers. The decision to end fact-checking was just one of several controversial moves made by Facebook in recent years that have raised questions about the company's political leanings. Critics have accused Facebook of trying to curry favor with conservative politicians and media outlets, particularly in the wake of Donald Trump's return to power in the United States. In 2025, Facebook, which had recently rebranded itself as Meta, made a series of personnel changes that seemed to signal a shift to the right. The company elevated Joel Kaplan, a former George W. Bush administration official, to head of global policy. Kaplan had been a controversial figure at Facebook, facing criticism for his close ties to conservative politicians and his handling of issues related to political bias on the platform. Meta also appointed Dana White, the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship and a vocal Trump supporter, to its board of directors. These moves, along with others like Meta's decision to donate $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund, fueled speculation that the company was seeking to align itself more closely with the new administration. Section 8. Metamorphosis. Facebook's evolving identity. The controversies surrounding misinformation, antitrust, and political bias have coincided with a period of significant change for Facebook, both in terms of its core product and its overall corporate identity. In 2021, Zuckerberg announced that the company would be changing its name to Meta, reflecting its growing focus on the metaverse, a virtual reality-powered online world. The rebranding was widely seen as an attempt to distance the company from its troubled past and reimagine itself as a forward-thinking innovator. However, many critics dismissed the move as a cynical PR stunt, arguing that it did nothing to address the underlying issues that had plagued Facebook for years. Despite the rebranding, Facebook, or Meta as it is now known, remains a deeply polarizing company. Its critics argue that it is too big, too powerful, and too willing to prioritize profits over the public good. Its supporters, however, maintain that it remains a force for good, connecting people around the world and giving a voice to the voiceless. Section 9. An Uncertain Future. Zuckerberg's Legacy. Mark Zuckerberg's journey from Harvard hacker to tech titan is a story of ambition, innovation, and the unintended consequences of disrupting the status quo. He created a platform that revolutionized the way we communicate, connecting billions of people around the world. However, his creation has also become a lightning rod for controversy, raising profound questions about the role of technology in society and the responsibility of tech leaders to address the societal harms their creations may cause. As Zuckerberg looks to the future, he faces a daunting set of challenges. The antitrust trial, if successful, could force his company to break up, potentially reshaping the tech landscape. The spread of misinformation continues to erode trust in online platforms, while concerns about data privacy and political bias show no signs of abating. How Zuckerberg navigates these challenges will determine his legacy. Will he be remembered as a visionary who connected the world, or as a ruthless businessman who put profits before people? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, however: Mark Zuckerberg and the company he built will continue to shape our digital lives for years to come.
More videos like this, like and subscribe.